Do you have pain mentally, with your mood, emotionally, arthritisly, stressly, headaches, migraines? Today learn what to feed your brain, how it works. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss anything instinctual. Also, make sure to like this video and share. Tune in to your health instincts. Also, follow us on Instagram, plus Facebook, where you'll get instinctual consistency. Our brain always is getting stimulated, and we're getting messages in our brain. But unfortunately, on the same token, when many people have chronic pain, these messages are continued to wire into the brain, making the brain believe that this pain is just how it is. All your brain is programmed to know is just what to do because you learned nothing else. Your brain is wired to pain, so you have to slowly rewire it. Practice natural things that relax your brain, not antidepressants that do damage to your brain. If your brain gets the message that, oh, I can't go out tomorrow because I'll feel pain, your brain's been wired to pain. Rewire the brain to say, this pain is going away. I can deal with this now. It's getting better. You are the commander, and you need to take control and change your attitude. Doctors are too busy to deal with you. Increase insulin when your stress and cortisol also goes up when insulin is increased and anxiety happens. Tightness in the chest, and you're thinking, heart attack? This is an example of a no-cebo. Eventually you may get a heart attack. There's also a placebo, where if you believe you won't get a heart attack, you won't get a heart attack. Placebo and no-cebo are how powerful our brain is. It's a great example you'll see later. When you're feared, you get what you focus on. When you focus on tranquil things, though, like aroma, gratitude, your family, the pain starts to diminish because your brain, your adaptation, you're adapting to the moment, is changing because of the way it's wired. There are certain stimuli that are wired to certain parts of the brain, and other parts of the brain that are wired to stimuli. You must find those wired parts in the brain that works for you. What works for you may not work for me or anyone else. Brain plays tremendous roles when it comes to pain. Pain can be intensified by stimuli, the no-cebo. Most important thing is to identify what is going on with our body, how to control it. Because when someone gets in an accident, that's so wired to the stimuli to the brain, so when a car, again, just drives by, you start to feel that, although you aren't actually going to get hit by the car. This type of firing and wiring, fear, increases tension in the muscles. Contractions start to happen, and adrenaline and cortisol start to produce. You're already in pain, now you have a stimuli that intensifies the pain, cortisol. Cortisol and adrenaline are the responses, are meant to keep us alive, but you have to know how to control the stimuli. So high cortisol means high insulin, which means high catecholamines and a weakened immune system, and you're more susceptible to be sick. This is why the no-cebo makes you sick. This is why you must have a de-stress routine, because if you don't sleep enough and get high inflammatory foods, keep eating them, you're gonna get sick. Become an ultimate ants killer. Identify the ants, the automatic negative thoughts. Smile when you see this word or that word. A good way to rewire your stimuli. Be patient. It takes about 70 days to rewire the brain. When we learn to forgive, we rewire the brain. It's amazing, because for every good, you must take out every bad. For every good thing, you must take out something bad. That's how our brains are. When we learn to love, when we learn to be grateful, truly. Everyone watching this knows how to love, but you need to do more of this. Be grateful for what you have. Forget about what your neighbor has. Thinking about the future has shown to cause anxiety, but being mindful increases well-being. Stop holding on and letting all the factors that is feeding your mind destroy you. Omega-3s help inflammation, but it's not going to help the wiring of the brain. There is no quick fixes. So firstly, because thoughts are going to be the only true fixer, put things into perspective. Be aware of the situations you're in. If you can't stop eating, just be aware that there is so much more to life. There's kids outside playing that don't let negative food thoughts rent space in their brain. The only thing that will ever change in life is perception. The only reason you're a happier person is because you have the belief. All behavior is belief driven. Identify correctly situations. What can I do? Correctly control situations. Not I can't, but how can I afford this? 92% of the worries that we have don't come true. When you're in a traffic jam, ask yourself, what can I do about it? Learn to accept things. Take responsibility of self, and don't be a victim. If you eat real food, you can't omit all these negative thoughts. But if you do eat not real food, it is high glycemic, especially, will increase cortisol, which makes you fat, sick, and tired. Sugar is a poison if you're taking so much of it, and it is a stimulant. When insulin spikes, it changes your mood and behavior. Know your inflammatory foods. High-calorie foods are usually the most inflammatory, like nuts. Where you do anything is where you do everything. Focus on all your foods. They could be highly toxic to you. So no sugar with oatmeal. Your body may not be able to handle. Sleeping. It helps keep the mind at ease. When your mind is rushing, so is your body. When your system is relaxed, your body fights pain much easier. So engage in de-stressing activities. Exercise, meditation, music. Start enjoying positive hobbies. If you increase your rest and relax parasympathetic system through aromatherapy and CBD, it'll do wonders. Stop worrying and start living. Secondly, change thoughts. You have the power to do anything. So after you've identified, now it's time to change. So you have the power to do anything, but not everything. Singular focus. Our brain can only focus on one thing. So bad news, time flies. Good news, you're the pilot. You are the only one that can make good things happen. If you firstly change perception, identify and control, and secondly, change thoughts, you'll start to see things flowing and your hormones balancing. Your T levels will work better, sex life will be better, relationships will be better. Your challenge is to maintain the feeling and thought, firing and wiring throughout the whole day. Don't just get up, feel up. Fire and wire the positive emotions and thoughts you want to have tomorrow, and keep doing that every single day. It can be the same. It takes a long time. Our human brains are prone to survival. We're attached to pain. It's ingrained in us. But overcome this 500-year-old archaic mindset. Create health and happiness. You don't have happiness, you do happiness. You do what was said today by not being a lottery person or a consumer, but a creator, a sculpturer. Don't go for the lottery approach to life. Make sure to have an awesome super brain by checking out this awesome playlist. Thank you. Instinct without action is impactless. Check the vids below.